right, and Buffalo Congressman Chris Collins has resigned from his House seat as part of a federal plea deal. Collins was originally arrested in September 2018 for insider trading and lying to the FBI. He continued running for re-election because he couldn't get off the ballot and still held onto his seat. Now there's potential for a special election in his district. Talking Points analyst Brandon Ross is here in studio to discuss Collins' plea and what to look for in the next few months.
Sabrina, the resignation brings an end to a saga that started with a probe all the way back in 2017. The case ties back to Collins holding a position on the board of an Australian drug company, Innate Immunotherapeutics. When the former congressman learned that an important drug trial had failed, he phoned his son from the White House lawn, literally from the White House lawn, and told him to sell off his shares. Along with Collins' resignation, the terms of his plea deal will also net him roughly 4 to 5 years in prison. However, the judge overseeing the case could decide to give him up to 10 years. As for what's next, Governor Cuomo has a choice over whether to call a special election in his Buffalo area district. Cuomo says he does plan to declare, but he has not made the decision yet, saying it's too close to the November general election to make that call at this point. When the time does come, the eight county party committees in New York's 27th will pick the nominee. The votes will be weighted by the number of total ballots, so that means Erie County, which holds Buffalo, and Niagara County, which holds Niagara, will have the biggest say in their nominees.
Now, Brandon, let's talk a little about if there was a special election to happen soon. Talk about the Republican candidates on that.
So there are a lot of candidates considering this race. The name that's probably going to come to mind the most is going to be David Bellavia. He's a former Medal of Honor recipient, and he ran for the seat in 2012. Actually, was Collins' primary opponent for a then open seat. He obviously lost that race, Collins the winner. And then on top of that, you also are going to have some other candidates such as Stefan Mahailu, the Erie County Comptroller. He was already considering a run, has basically run a shadow campaign, and now he's likely going to jump into the race. One of the better candidates is State Senator Chris Jacobs. He's already officially declared, as has Rob Ort. The problem with Jacobs is he's in a very purple district, and Republican officials believe if they pick him to nominate for that seat and it's vacant, that they will lose it come the next general.
As for Democrats, who are they talking about potentially putting forward?
So the one name that's probably going to be the nominee is Nate McMurray. He ran for the seat last year, and despite all the saga, still barely lost to Collins by less than a single point. And now another name that has been brought up is Lieutenant Governor Kathy Hochul. Andrew Cuomo, the governor, has pushed her to run for this seat both back in 2018 and now, but reports are that she is not interested, so it's likely going to be McMurray.
And Brandon, very quickly before we end here, when do you think this special election is going to be scheduled?
Well, the likely situation is April, timed up with the presidential primary for the Democrats. However, there are concerns that it might actively increase Democratic turnout, and so Republicans are going to push back on that date.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. Interesting race to watch.